Hi guys, I'm JFM and this is The Big Cheese. Welcome to my first ever YouTube series. In this series, I am going to bring you what I hope to be a European dominance with Swiss side FC Basel. The reason behind us, or myself, being FC Basel is simply because we generated a few numbers and it came up with Basel. So basically what I did, I took the amount of European countries or the European playable nations that were available within the FM database. I subtracted the likes of England, Spain, Italy, Germany, Holland and France, and I generated a number, and that left us with the Swiss League. Again, I generated a number to determine which division and which team we were going to be, and it gave us FC Basel. So in today's video, I am going to bring you the ins and outs of what I do when starting a new FM save. So first off, we're just going to have a little overview of the squad, and we're just going to have a little look at the team report provided by us by the coaching staff and the assistant manager. So looking at that, they do prefer to play in a 4-3-3 or 4-1-4-1, however you want to put it, which suits me down to the ground because I am very much a tick-attacker, possession-based style man. And again, I'm looking at this and we do have some tidy players in that squad. I know Fry in that centre defence midfield, he is an absolute brick. And then again, we've got Xhaka in the centre midfield there and Stocker out on the wing. So hopefully we can keep a few and add a few additions, and we'll just have a look as we go along. Next off, we're going to go into the philosophy or the vision that the club have set us. So let's have a look at the club culture. Sign players under the age of 22 for the future. Now you can have a look back and you've got players like Granit Xhaka and other players that have come through the FC Basel ranks. They're very much sort of an Ajax-based sort of philosophy going on. They'd like to sign younger players and make a fortune on them going forward. Again, it suits me down to the ground again because we want to be developing players using the club's youth system. Again, play possession-based football is the football I enjoy playing, and we're going to be playing attacking-based football also. And do not sign players over the age of 32. That might not bode well when we get to the end of the season. We'll have a look at players towards the end of their contract. But if they're world class, then age is but a number. So the 5-year plan, let's have a quick dip into the 5-year plan. Maintain the club's stature as one of the most reputable teams in Switzerland and work within the wage budget. And at the end of the current season, we need to be reaching the playoff of the Champions Cup, the Super League. We need to be winning the league, and we need to be reaching the final of the Swiss Cup. Let's go on to our next bit of business. Here, what I normally do when it comes to sort of getting to know your assistant or getting to know the club president, he asks me to do a few things, schedule a press conference, yada, 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 which I always do. I always like to... I'm a firm believer in press conferences because everything you do in game affects what happens within the game. And I think if you can give a good press conference and you can rally the team, you can rally the squad, then it's only going to sort of be dividends when it comes to actual playing on the pitch. One thing I never do though is an inter-squad friendly. I think it's a waste of time. I will assess the squad going in, as you'll see in a minute, so I don't need that friendly to do that at all. And send advice report from the backroom staff. It's handy to get to have further knowledge on what you've got to work with, to be honest, and what is at your disposal. So we're going to confirm that going in, and now we are actually in our inbox. So I'm going to blitz through the inbox and I'm going to have a little look at what we've got going on with inside the inbox. So youth player to join the ranks of Basel. So let's have a look. His name is William Hoffman. Let's have a quick look at his stats, or his attributes, sorry. Again, he's a fullback. Crossing not so great. Only a potential ability of 3-star. I've got a number one rule. Anybody that has a potential ability of below 3-star doesn't cut it in my side. They might float around in the youth systems. They might be able to pick up with the right development and the right exposure, but I need players for now. Let's take the tactics induction. I will skip that for a minute. We'll go straight through the inbox and then we'll go back to tactics and we'll put in our tactics and see what's going on there. So let's just have a little... I'm going to accept the current vision. Obviously, we have read it. I'm happy with it. I don't normally tend to sway away from the expectations or the vision in the first season. I always think let's just have a little bit of a sort of a guideline to work towards, and let's just see if we can achieve what they're asking of us here. Initial pre-season training, light, heavy, normal. We're going to go to normal. Happiness down, team cohesion down. But again, it gives us that exposure. Let's go to light again. It takes the team cohesion up. I suppose we can do a little bit more. And we float around on tactical, team cohesion, sharpness, brilliant. And let's go to technical. So what I'm going to actually do, I'm going to go to tactical. And then let's go on our pre-season fitness report. The backroom staff have assessed the fitness and condition of the playing squad upon their return for pre-season. Following players report back in top condition are Zrkavo Kuzmanic, DeGeorge Nikolic, Valentin Stocker, Fabian Frey and Lucas Sufi, and Kamal Ademi as reported back injured. Squad selection rules. Let's have a quick little look at some of the rules. In the European Champions Cup, minimum of 15 players, a maximum of 25. We're all aware, minimum 2 goalkeepers, 4 players trained for Basel for the last 3 years and between 15th and 21st birthday, and a minimum of 8 players trained within Switzerland for the last 3 years. Swiss Super League, again, non-EU players, I'm allowed 10. I've currently got 7 in the squad. And players trained in Switzerland for 3 years between 13th and 21st birthdays, 8 respectively, and currently 12 in the squad. So that's brilliant. Most recent Swedish transfers. Again, nothing that really concerns me. We've got good youth facilities. Talon and Xhaka make vice captain. I'll have a look at all of that in a minute as we go through our tactics and stuff. So obviously we did skip past the tactic induction. I'm going to go straight to tactics. The first thing I'm going to do is load a preset. So I'm going to load one of my tactics that I've previously used, and this is going to be my tiki-taka based football. Again, looking to be sort of fairly narrow in attacking, looking to work the flanks from the wing-back position. All I'm going to do is change that wing-back to support, this wing-back to support, and I think it holds us a little bit of... I think it just holds a little bit of shape at the back there. So I'm going to stick that as a support. We've obviously got our Mazea making those overlapping and underlapping runs going through the middle. And again, the advanced forward is going to be picking up any loose areas in the channels when we've got our inside players cutting in. Again, let's load in a second tactic. I'm going to, because we're at a club like Basel, I am going to instill a philosophy within the club. I'm going to sign players and use players based around the philosophy and the way that I want to play. So we're going to stick in our 3-5-2 GG press. Normally what I'll do is change this player here to a Mazea attack, swap the advanced playmaker to a support, and I'll just swap these 2 roles around. Press and forward attack and advanced forward attack. And that is pretty much it. That is how I keep it. I'm only going to load in 2 tactics. I'm going to use them within pre-season to build up familiarity, and I'm going to make sure that we are comfortable in using that and we are comfortable in the 2 different style of plays. If you noticed, this style of play here is very much a GG press. The tiki-taka is very much a slow it down, keep possession, work on your passing, winning and retaining the ball back. So we're now going to have a look in our squad, and we're going to have a look within our squad, and we're going to review and basically assess our squad. So I'm going to have a little look. I'm going to have a look at what players we've got available. Now, jumping out at me already is telling me we need a right back. Our right back is very good. So to me, I'm going to probably go and sign a right back, which is probably aged between 19 and 21 or 22. And he's probably going to... We're going to try and sign the best possible right back available to us. Again, competition for places is healthy. Again, I'm looking at the ranks amongst centre back. We have got some good potential coming through in our centre back positions. A couple of ball playing defenders, which I like. It suits well for the 3 at the back formation, where I've got 2 ball playing defenders playing on opposite sides. But again, I'm going to sign a 5th centre back. That centre back is probably going to be a 3-star or above ability, and we're going to go for a higher potential than that as well, because we've only got 1 centre back who is currently above 3-star. Now, the first thing I do when I come into a club, I always have a look if there are any players that are below a 3-star potential. If there are, then we get rid. To me, it's looking like there isn't, which is a good thing, which means I don't really have to go and uprooting people at the minute. But one thing I am going to address is the fact that we have 5 strikers available at the club. Now, one thing I am going to do is we've got Kamal Ademi, who is injured. He is out for 2 to 4 months. We've got Tushi, Pulu, Arthur Cabral, and Ricky van Wolfswinkel. I think one thing I'm going to do is automatically place Ricky van Wolfswinkel on the transfer list. To transfer, offer the clubs. I'm going to put unspecified, but I'm going to transfer list him. and see what offers we get for him again. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to rope into our development centre. So I'm just going to give a little right click there. I'm going to go to the under 21 squad, and I'm going to have a look at the potential that is here as well. So if you have a look, we've got masses of under 21 players, lots of players out on loan. I will be, as we go along, probably trying to offload every single one of these players here. So I'm just going to highlight all of them. Again, I don't feel they've got the current ability to be able to cut it at this level, but just to be on the safe side, I'm going to go from here. So these players have definitely haven't got 3-star potential. Right click, transfer, offer the clubs for transfer. Brilliant stuff. Again, I'm going to just have a little poke into our under 18 squad. I'm going to do exactly the same. Some of this potential is absolutely crazy. So like this kid here, he's playing on a 2-star ability, so I'm automatically going to put him within our under 21 squad. And these two players at the bottom, we're just going to offer them for transfer as well. And if we go back into our under 21 squad, what I forgot to look at is the actual potential within the squad. So we do have an attacking midfield right winger, Johannes Mailer. I think, in hindsight, he deserves a little trip to the first team. I think he deserves a little trip to the first team to play pre-season and see how he gets on in that role out on that right wing. If not, there's always the loan option, and there's always the option to keep him in and around the club playing at under 21 level. Let's have a look at the under 18 B side, because normally you get some gems in here. So again, let's have a look at our potential. And this kid here, Elvis, thank you very much. And Korsin Shupak is sticking out to me. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to promote the pair of them to the under 18 squad proper. Again, nice goalkeeper there. They've always been known to have some good goalkeepers coming through at Basel. So let's go to move under 18 squad. Now, one thing that we didn't have a look at, we didn't have a look at our overview, we didn't have a look at our page. So let's just go to home. Let's go to Basel. Again, Basel are a club that are based in the Swiss League in Switzerland. They are probably the most successful team to ever come out of Switzerland, winning 20 Swiss Super League titles, winning 13 Swiss Cups, and winning 1 Swiss Challenge League. Now let's go through our key players, our captains, and our hot prospects. So we have got manager, myself, JFM. Let's have a little look at his profile. Again, when coming into this, it was completely generated. I didn't know who I was going to be. It could have been absolute anyone, and it gave us Basel. So that's why I've gone down the route of a European dominance. I want to turn Basel into a dominant European outfit. Whether that means going in the Euro Cup, Euro 2, or even in the Champions League, and actually competing on all fronts within Europe and being a force within Europe, then that is our aim, and we are going to achieve that. So again, I selected the use suggestion tabs for the coaching badges and playing experience. Obviously, it's come up with pro license and it's come up with international footballer. I have played around a little bit with the attributes. I've taken some down, i.e. the goalkeeping. I've taken them down and I've divvied them out fairly across the attacking, defending, tactical, technical, and mental stats. Or mental attributes, sorry. With the mental attributes on the right-hand side, I have not touched. So let's go back onto our overview. Again, we're going to have a little look at Valentin Stocker, our club captain. Valentin Stocker is an advanced playmaker, but playing out wide predominantly. I'm going to be playing him as an inverted winger on the right-hand side. I think he's a very similar player to that of Sabitzer, who plays very well on that right-hand side and an inverted winger. So I have got familiarity with playing with these types of players. He is 30, but it doesn't let off when it comes to his physical attributes. He has got 13 pace, 13 stamina, and 14 agility. He is a little bit slow off the mark, but as an inverted winger, he's naturally going to be wanting the ball at his feet. So let's hopefully, instead of making those runs, let's hopefully we can use that and channel that in the right manner. Let's go back onto our overview. We're going to have a look at club vice captain Jonas Omelin. And Jonas Omelin is 25 years of age. He is our number 1 keeper. And his attributes are looking very, very good. And he's a sweeper keeper as well, which we all love in this day and age. We all love a sweeper keeper. Let's go on to our key player. Again, is our keeper, Jonas Omlin. I am going to try and keep hold of him. Again, it might be a case of if bids get put in for people that are high bids, then again, it's going to be taken out of my hands surely by the chairman. And let's have a look at hot prospect Jonas Meyer. Now, Jonas Meyer is 16 years of age. You have just seen me flirt around with him and bring him straight from the under-18s, under-21s, and straight into the first team. He is the hottest prospect for a reason. Now, let's have a look. He's got a 2-star current ability, and he has got all but a 4 black or even a 5-star potential ability. Let's have a look at some of his physical attributes. His acceleration is 14, so he is very quick off the mark. His stamina is 12, so he can probably keep going for around about 75% of the game at a high pace. Or not at a high pace, but at a high determination and at a high work rate. Again, his work rate is 16. His teamwork is 17. His leadership is 13. We are looking at the future club captain of FC Basel, surely. And if you have a look, you zone into his technical abilities. Crossing 10, dribbling 10, first touch 14. If it weren't for his passing and his vision, I would turn around and be like, mate, you're a Roman playmaker. You're an advanced playmaker. But again, he is only 16. So we can hopefully turn him in to the next big thing. And I'm not saying we're going to keep hold of him, but I want to see him at the age of 20, club captain. You know what I mean? With leadership and teamwork of 13 and 17 at the age of 16, I think he is destined for big things. Now let's have a little look at the playing surface or the arena or the stadium in which FC Basel play in. It is St. Jacob Park in Basel. It's got a capacity of 38,512 and it is grass surfaced. Good stadium condition. The length is a standard length pitch, which is brilliant. And let's just have a little look on the right hand side at some of our kits. We've got the home kit, which is a standard red and blue with the red trimming on and the blue trimming on the collar there. We're having a look at the away kit and the third kit. They've done a sort of a retro take on the badge, I feel, with the pinstripes going down. I really like that. I can't decide whether I like the third or the away one better. But again, that'll probably come to me as we go and delve deeper into the game. So let's just have a little look at our staff and what staff we have currently within our within our team. So I'm looking at that. Probably need to improve goalkeeping. Probably need to improve attacking and a fitness coach. But as I bring in a new defensive coach, a new attacking coach, a new goalkeeping coach, if I bring them in with good man management skills, then that man management tab's going to go up as well. Let's just zoom over to our recruitment. And again, we're just going to have a little look at, if I bring in a data analyst, judging player data, judging team data, that's going to go up as well. And our physios, if I probably bring in a sports scientist and maybe getting a decent physio, that physio tab will go up too. So we're just going to have a little look at our training. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at our coaches within our training. And we're going to have a look at our coaching assignments. So again, as I thought, things are a little bit heavy. We can probably spread that out more evenly. You've got myself who's on tactical, technical of attacking and possession. So we'll probably end up divvying that out. We'll probably look at getting a new assistant manager in. Or we'll end up using him to his strengths rather than spreading him thinly like butter. And then again, we've got a decent goalkeeping coach. We probably need to bring another one in. But I also need to have a look at where we're at in regards to the amount of staff being used. We have 3 spaces in our coaching team. That is going to give me a goalkeeping coach. That's going to give me a defensive coach. And that's going to give me an attacking coach. That is perfect. We couldn't have asked for more. Sorry, guys. And one thing I am now going to look at is our scouting. So we're going to have a look within our scouting. We're just going to acknowledge these players here. And we'll go back and have a look at a later date. Once we've properly evaluated the squad and thought, right, who do we need to go and sign? Who don't we need to sign? We will go back to have a look at that. But I'm just going to have a look at the player search. And one thing I like to look at is what players are already interested. What standard of players are already interested in coming to FC Basel. So let's have a little look. And we have got players like Christian Basonga, Damari Gray, Tom Cleverley, Phil Jones, Ben Gibson, you know, all the good ones. Kalichi Iniacho, that ain't a bad shout. But let's just zone over to our transfer budget. Let's zone over to our wage budget. We have only got 781,000 transfer budget. And we have only got a 25,000 wage budget. Now, I do believe there is room in this squad to muster up a little bit of a wage budget, I think we do need to be very, very thorough in who we sign and who we sell. But I think we're going to have to move players on to bring players in. So this is going to be a very, very tricky bit of business. Let's have a look at the dynamics of the squad. Obviously, team cohesion is not great. The dressing room atmosphere isn't great either. But the managerial support is good. Obviously, because I'm fresh, I've come in, I'm new. So let's have a look at the hierarchy. Now, the hierarchy of this team, the team leaders are Frey, Stocker, and Xhaka. And the highly influential players we'll go through is Kuzamonvik, Zufel, and Omlin. And then obviously we've got a whole bank of influential players in which probably not going to be asked if get sold or if they get sold. So let's have a little look on our club info again. So we've had a look in there. We've had a look at our finances. Finances are straight. The club is obviously, we've just started to save, so that's straight up. And then again, we're just going to go back into tactics, and I'm just going to talk you through why I play these type of tactics. So again, this is an attacking custom tick-attacker formation, but I'm not going to leave that on attacking. I'm going to bring that down to positive, and then we're going to monitor our mentality in game, and we're going to manage that game as and when required. So in possession, we have got shorter passing. We are playing it out of defence. We have got low crosses, and we're going to be trying to work it in the box. We're going to be playing fairly now with a lower tempo. In transition, we're going to distribute to centre backs, distribute to full backs, distribute quickly, hold shape, and counter press. And then out of possession, we've got a higher defensive line, a higher line of engagement, an extremely urgent pressing, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, and use offside trap. We are looking to win that ball back and retain possession, and then eventually take our chances, pick teams apart, and be clinical with our chances. So one last thing that I am going to do is I'm going to go on to the team report. So going into the team report, this is my assistant report. So this is our best 11. I'm going to go on to the squad depth. Now in our squad depth, we've got two sort of decent keepers. We definitely know we need to sign a right back there. Centre halves, Ardelate and Cormer, and then left back is Petrita. Centre defence midfield is Fabian Frey, who I'm going to play there, and in the centre midfield is Lucas Zufel and Kuzamonovic. On the left and right, Stocker plays brilliantly. On both sides, but again, I'm going to be looking at improving and strengthening that left hand side. And up front, it does say Ricky van Volswinkel, but if I go to overview, it actually says Arthur Cabral, who again, dribbling, finishing, first touch, 14 and 13 respectively, 12 composure, 11 decisions off the ball. So he is mediocre, he's medium, and he's only 21, and he is Brazilian. So again, we are then going to go on to assistant report. We have got a lot of green areas, in which I'm sure I will delve into and pick up as we go along. But let's just have a little look at our weaknesses. Lacks quality of depth within goal. Well, we've got a decent first keeper. We've got an okay backup keeper. Let's bring in a youth third keeper, and let's just give youth a chance. Better depth would be useful at right back. We know that. We know we need depth at right back. Again, more depth at left back. If we've got two left backs, I'm not going to touch that this season. With just 775k left in the transfer budget, there isn't much room for a manoeuvre on that front. Overall depth, there's not a great ideal depth outside the first team amongst players currently at the club. Now that's going to improve as we go along, and I bring in players I want to bring in. The squad tend to lack good tackling. The squad tend to lack good marking. There isn't best group of goalkeepers in terms of command in their area. The squad tend to lack good positioning. These goalkeepers are rather eccentric. This isn't the best squad in terms of acceleration, and natural fitness is an area of concern. Well, when we bring in another fitness coach, when we bring our fitness up, and we're going to make sure we bash this pre-season training out, and we're going to make sure that players come back. And what I always do within pre-season, I always make sure I play games and rotate the squad and make sure that every single player, all but, ready to start the season with 100% match fitness or match conditioning. So guys, this has been an absolute blast. This has been my first save or my first YouTube series. Please, your feedback is absolutely fundamental to my progress. Whether that's constructive, positive, or feedback is very much welcome. So if you could hit those fun buttons, that would be absolutely appreciated. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you want notifications or you want to see more from this FC Basel, the Big Cheese series. I have been JFM and you have been awesome. Take care.